So first thing is, sieve is designed to carry the peak discharge, that is maximum hourly discharge, and it will be checked when the discharge is minimum. So at that minimum discharge, a minimum velocity should be present, that is known as self cleansing velocity. Self cleansing velocity, right? This I will tell in a minute. And apart from that, there is a term used, that is peak factor. So peak factor is equal to maximum discharge divided by average discharge. So this value of peak factor, it depends upon which type of sieve we are dealing with, that is lateral or branch or main. So the value of peak factor is maximum in the lateral sieve, and from here it decreases as we reach to the main sieve, because lateral sieve is directly connected to the houses or industries. So the variation here will be maximum. So peak factor is maximum. So there are some values which should be used for design. So if nothing is given, these can be used. So maximum hourly discharge can be taken equal to 3 times average daily discharge, and maximum daily discharge can be taken as 2 times average daily discharge, and minimum hourly discharge can be taken as 1/3 of average daily discharge, and minimum daily discharge can be taken as 2/3 of average daily discharge. So this data can be used for the design purpose, and this can be used in objectives also directly. After that, let's see the minimum velocity which I am talking about, that is known as self cleansing velocity. So this velocity, according to Shield, it can be obtained as Vs is equal to under root of 8 beta by f gs minus 1 multiplied by small g into ds. So here beta is the characteristics of solids if it is organic solid or inorganic solid. Depending upon that, the coefficient of this value of the coefficient will be given to you. It will be different for all those cases. This is Darcy-Weisbach friction factor. Depends upon the material of pipe, and Gs is the specific gravity of solids, and ds is the dia of solids to be carried by liquid. So as I told earlier also, it is necessary that minimum velocity and a minimum velocity has to be provided. A minimum velocity has to be provided, and this minimum velocity is known as self-cleansing velocity. And what is the purpose of this minimum velocity? The purpose is that whatever solids are present in this pipe, these should not settle. So for that, it has to be provided. And sometimes what happens, at throughout the day or throughout the month or year, it is not possible at some places to provide this minimum, I mean the self cleansing velocity. And so what is the provision there? Because it is not provided sometimes, so some of the particles will settle. So the provision is that at once a day the velocity, I mean once a day self cleansing velocity should be there, so that whatever particles have settled, they should be flushed along with the sewage. So that is the provision, and that is about the minimum self cleansing velocity. Apart from that, there is a limit on maximum velocity also. We have seen the minimum velocity. Similarly, there is a limit on maximum velocity. This maximum velocity is known as non-scouring velocity. So as we talked earlier, that solids are present in the sewage, and due to these solids, what can happen if the velocity is too high? Then these solids can erode the pipe material. So to limit that, there should be a limit on this maximum velocity. So this maximum velocity will depend upon the type of material, or sorry, type of pipe material which is used for this pipe. It will depend upon that. So as we discussed earlier, the sewer is designed as open channel flow, and one of the major reasons for this is due to the provision for ventilation, because these sewers are carrying sewage, and if proper ventilation is not there, then these will create foul conditions, because due to the decomposition of sewage, some foul gases will evolve, and that will not be very proper or very suitable for a city or congested area. So due to these reasons, proper ventilation should be there, and it is designed as open channel. So if a circular section is used, so that is, it will be flowing partially full, it will not be completely full. So let's see these partially or partial flow characteristics. Let's say this is the sewer, and complete dia is capital D, and flow depth is somewhere here, and this depth is small d, and so this would be radius, that is capital D by 2, and let's say this angle here is theta. So for the full flow condition, area would be pi by 4 d square, and wetted perimeter would be capital P is equal to pi into d, and the hydraulic mean depth would be R is equal to A by P, and that is D by 4. So in the terms of these full flow condition, partial flow formulae are given, so I am just telling the formula here. So proportional depth, that is small d by capital D, it is given as 1 by 2 into 1 minus cos theta by 2, and similarly other parameters are given. So proportional area, that is small a by capital A, it is given as theta by 360 minus sine theta by 2 pi, and after that area we can see proportional wetted perimeter. So this is given as small p by capital P, that is equal to theta by 360. Similarly we can write for proportional hydraulic mean depth, if small r is for partial flow, capital R for full flow, and this is given as 1 minus 360 sine theta divided by 2 pi theta. And after that we can see for velocity, that is also proportional velocity. So if Manning's formula is used, that is v is equal to 1 by n small, this I am writing for partial flow, small r to the power 2 by 3 s to the power 1 by 2. So similarly small v by capital V can be written. So if capital N is for, this is the Manning's coefficient for full flow, and small is for partial flow, then this ratio would be capital N by small n into small r by capital R to the power 2 by 3. And if the Manning's coefficient does not, n or capital N does not change with depth, if it is assumed, then, or it is given, then capital N by small n would be 1. Normally the Manning's coefficient changes with depth, but if we are assuming that it is not changing, then this ratio can be given as small r by capital R to the power 2 by 3, that is 1 minus 360 sine theta by 2 pi theta to the power 2 by 3. So this is for velocity, and last is for discharge. So small q by capital Q, this would be small a into small v divided by capital A into capital V. So that can be given as, these two we can multiply, that is theta by 360 minus sine theta by 2 pi, that is for area, and for velocity 1 minus 360 sine theta by 2 pi theta to the power 2 by 3. And if this theta by 360 is taken common here, then it can be, this would be this would be 1 minus 360 sine theta by 2 pi theta, so this whole will be 1 minus 360 sine theta to the power, divided by 2 pi theta to the power 2 by 3, sorry 1 plus 2 by 3, that is 5 by 3. So this is for discharge. So these formulae can be used for the design of partial flow condition. So there are some points to note in this. That is, first of all, it is, when it is designed even for partial flow, then it is necessary that it is designed either, it is designed for half of full depth. So it is not designed for less than this half depth, because if this ratio or the small d is less than capital D by 2, then velocity and discharge both reduce considerably. So due to that, when it is being designed, it is suitable to be designed at small d greater than equal to capital D by 2. And in these both two also, the reduction in velocity is less than reduction in discharge. And the reason for that is because discharge depends upon the area and velocity depends upon the hydraulic mean depth. So when the flow depth decreases, then area reduces faster than hydraulic mean depth. So this is the reason, that is, when the depth of flow is reduced, then discharge decreases faster than the velocity. Apart from that, for the maximum value of velocity and discharge, so when d by d is equal to 0.81, then velocity of flow is maximum. So velocity of flow is maximum not when it is flowing completely full, it is when it happens when it is flowing near 81% of completely full condition. And discharge is maximum when small d by capital D is equal to 0.95. So discharge is also not maximum when it is flowing completely full, it is maximum near 95%. So I think these are the sufficient points which can be asked and which can be used for the design of circular sieve. So in the next part we will see sieve appurtenances. Thank you.